Now see, I told y'all Christian Keys was a crafty one, and I'm about to prove it. But before we get into it, if you guys can like, comment, and subscribe, they'd be greatly appreciated. Now heads up, before you watch this video, I need for you guys to go watch my last video. And I know y'all ain't watched it because I only got 4 views and 1 like on it. So before you watch this video and get a better understanding of what I'm about to get into, I need for y'all to go watch my last video. Now, I told y'all that this man was on some crafty shit. I told y'all. I just got a feeling, and one thing I've been doing lately is listening to spirit, listening to my own intuition, using my good common sense that God gave me, and I see things for what it is. Okay, we're going in an era. As you guys know, we are a few days away from going into 2024. 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. Okay, that means that you're going to see a lot of people getting exposed. You're going to see a lot of people going through hardships. We're seeing it now with Diddy, TD Jakes. It's in the scandal right now. People are getting it left and right. Okay, these actors, actresses, celebrities, music, artists, whatever, they're going through it financially. They're not going to come out and tell you that, but they're going through it. A lot of them. And what you're going to start seeing is people coming out, spilling tea, trying to expose folks, and trying to get money out of it because they probably need it. And I feel like with Christian, that's what he's on right now. He doesn't give a crap about trying to save anybody else from abuse. And I'm about to get into it. I'm about to prove to y'all why I feel that way. Now, as you guys know, Christian Keys went on his IG Live December the 15th, 2023, and proceeded to tell us that he had been sexually assaulted and that he had been sexually harassed for some time now. Okay? He gave us the rundown. He didn't mention any names. He dropped breadcrumbs. And then he kind of just let everybody, pretty much sit around and speculate for themselves. Now, most of us that's aware of Christian Keys and his career knew exactly who he was talking about, even though he wasn't mentioning any names. Okay? And I told y'all in my last video that I just got this feeling that there was more to the story than what was being said. I wasn't even looking for this information. This information dropped in my lap, okay? And I wasn't even trying to make a video today. I said, but I gotta come back and make a follow-up on this video because, I've been having this conversation with, friends and my, associates. And, I've had some people that was coming for me basically saying that, this is why folks don't come out and tell their truth because, it's people like you that always want to cast doubts. Let me tell y'all something. One thing I'm not is an emotional person. I don't just go off my emotions. I'm a very logical type of person. Like, I don't just go off what you tell me. I go off your vibe. I go off your energy. I go off how you move. And sometimes I go off and I go off what you don't tell me. Okay. I just knew just watching this video, feeling Christian Keys vibe, because I had to watch the video at least about 3 or 4 times just to get a feel of what he was talking about. And in that moment, I just kept feeling like he's not telling the whole story. There's more to this story because why are you not saying this man's name? Okay? If it wasn't Tyler Perry, why not just come out and say it wasn't Tyler Perry? You was quick to defend Sheriff Pepsi Riley. So why couldn't you defend Tyler Perry? If he's your brother, he's your friend, and he ain't did nothing to you, and people are sitting out here speculating that it could be Tyler Perry, and his name is being dragged left and right all over social media, why not just come out and say his name? You say your family is aware of what's going on. You say that your lawyers are aware of what's going on. You say you have all this evidence against him. Why not take it to the authorities? Why bring it to the internet? Why do we need to know? See, one thing I learned in life is you got to move in silence, especially when it comes to situations like this. You cannot tell the left hand what the right hand is doing, because that's how you mess yourself up. And see, I told y'all in that last video that man was telling on himself. He told y'all he was very strategic and he's very calculated. He's always 10 steps ahead. You got to listen to what people tell you when they're telling you a story. Now, there were people that was out here saying, well, he can't possibly be talking about Tyler Perry because clearly he's working for Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is producing his show right now. His show, as we speak, is on television. So clearly he can't be talking to Tyler Perry. Let me put y'all on game. And I told y'all this in the last video. Christian Keys has not worked for Tyler Perry since 2008. Okay? He has not been a physical employee for Tyler Perry since 2008. And here's something else that he did not tell y'all in that live. He was in the middle of a lawsuit with said billionaire that ended last month. Hence why now he's coming to the social media and trying to basically extort and blackmail said billionaire. And he's currently going through a dispute with said billionaire because he feels like said billionaire is trying to take his show away from him. And I say his with parentheses because I'm about to prove to y'all that this All the Queen's Men show that he's been going around talking about he wrote and produced, allegedly it's not even his own show. But we're going to get into it. Now, I dropped this tea in my last video. That's why I need for y'all to go watch the last video before you watch this one. I told y'all in that last video that this All the Queen's Men show that's been broadcasting on live television has been in fruition for almost a decade. He's been shopping the same show and book series and all this other stuff that he got going on for almost a decade. He told y'all that in the video in which he was talking about the SA and the sexual harassment that he was getting from the billionaire. But what he did not tell you guys is that he's not even the executive producer of the show. He has not been the executive producer of the show since the first season. He was writing for the show. He was the executive producer of the show the very first season, which was I think 2021. As of now, he is no longer the executive producer of the show. He does not write for the show. Tyler Perry does. He also revealed in said video that he took up a meeting with said billionaire to shop the show and the book series and all this other projects that he had going on. And he also said that the person should have took advantage of it because if he did, he would have owned a portion of the rights to everything that comes with the intellectual property that comes with his show and his books and all this other stuff. I revealed that in the last video. I told y'all this was a stunt. And obviously that meeting that he spoke of in his live actually was a success because the said billionaire actually said yes to helping him produce and co-write on the show. Hence why said billionaire is currently the executive producer of the show, and he's also writing and producing the show. So here is something else that he failed to mention in that said story that he told y'all, is that he did not sell the rights to his show. He only licensed the show to Tyler Perry, which means that he got all the legal benefits, he got all the residual benefits, pretty much everything that comes with producing the show. He has all the rights to that said show. Now, I mentioned at the top of the video that Christian Keys and Tyler Perry was involved in a lawsuit that just ended last month. Okay, as of March 20th, 2022, a man by the name of Larry Lamont Ledford sued Tyler Perry and Christian Keys for copyright infringements pertaining to the show All the Queen's Men. In the documents, and I'm going to post it so you guys can see it, and I'm going to post a link underneath this video so you guys can go see it for yourself. Mr. Ledford sued Tyler Perry Studios and Christian Keys in particular because he claimed that Christian Keys stole the concept of All the Queen's Men. I'm assuming that he stole, because if you guys know, the show is based off the book Ladies Night, which is supposedly written by Christian Keys, but apparently, according to Mr. Ledford, that concept was stolen from him. And basically what Christian Keys was doing was shopping the show to different networks and studios, and of course he went to Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry decided to take the show on. Mr. Ledford was under the impression that he licensed the concept of the show to Tyler Perry Studios. He had no idea that he licensed it. He was under the assumption that he sold it, but he actually licensed the concept to Tyler Perry Studios. Now, this particular case ended November 20th, 2023, which means that it ended last month. Basically, this time last month, this case ended and was terminated. Now, it appears in the hearing and all the filings and yada 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 that the sole creator of All the Queen's Men and everything that comes with it was solely on Christian Keys, which means that in the licensing of the show is null and void because Christian Keys is not the sole creator of All the Queen's Men, Ladies Night, and anything else that comes with it. Hence why the case was thrown out and terminated. So in other words, as of 25 days ago, Christian Keys, Tyler Perry have been trying to renegotiate terms as far as licensing and as far as trying to figure out what they're going to do with the creation of All the King's Men. Hence why Christian is trying to hit below the belt and accuse said billionaire of all these allegations. Now, before I continue into my video, let me just put it on the table. This is all alleged. I wasn't in the court case. I don't know. I'm only going by my common sense. I'm only going by what I've read. I'm going to post a link in the comments so that you guys can see it for yourself. We don't know the behind the scenes particulars of what's going on, and we don't know if Tyler Perry paid off Mr. Ledford for, to make it all go away. But what I do know is that Christian Keys is not telling the whole story. Now, we ain't gonna break down the video because, like I said before, child, it's been 5-6 days. You guys have watched the damn live. I don't watch it at least 3 or 4 times. We ain't got to go back into it. But if you guys recall, he basically made it seem like Tyler Perry, or the said billionaire, has been still messing with him since all this went down. But as you guys know, initially, all of the allegations that he put against said billionaire happened years ago, around 2008, 2009. He also said in said live that he purposely let the statute of limitation run out. So he wasn't talking about the SA or the sexual harassment. What he was talking about is the fact that he is currently trying to renegotiate and go against Tyler Perry, or said billionaire, to renegotiate the terms so that he can get a piece of the pie from the show. So this has nothing to do with what happened to him years ago. This has everything to do with what I said in my last video: money. He's trying to hit below the belt, and he's trying to extort and blackmail said billionaire. And this is not to vilify Christian Keys. I'm not trying to say the man is a bad man or anything like that. What I am trying to say is Christian Keys is human. And as humans, sometimes we do stuff out of emotions and out of desperation. Like I told you at the top of the video, y'all, a lot of these actors and athletes and reality stars are going through it, okay? They're going through it because Hollywood ain't paying like it is. They're not pushing people like they is. They still, to this day, are not paying black actors and actresses the same amount of money that they're paying their white counterparts. Hence why Taraji P. Henson broke into tears when she was talking about it, okay? So I get it. I understand that Christian Keys probably got his back against the wall. He's trying to start his own thing up. He's trying to get some startup money or whatever. He's trying to stay afloat. And he feels like if I'm not going to get it one way, I'm going to get it the other. But see, I'm going to tell you something. You're playing a dangerous game because now you're putting your own name out there. Excuse me, y'all. My dog's right here. He is playing a dangerous game because now you are going to destroy your name and reputation and everything that you have worked hard to build to try to take someone else down because you're simply not getting what you feel like you were entitled to. And let me also be clear. I believe every single thing that Christian Keys said about said billionaire. And the only reason why I'm not giving said billionaire the reading that I really want to give him is because he has not said the man's name. I told y'all I live in Atlanta. I also told y'all I've worked in the entertainment industry. I know people. I have people in my family that have personally worked for Tyler Perry, whether it's being an extra in the movie or working on the studio, with a job or whatever. So I know things that the general public don't know about Tyler Perry. And the only reason why I ain't digging into his ass right now is because the man hasn't said his name. But I know exactly who he's talking about, and I believe everything that he said. But I'm going to say this. Christian Keys, if you know this man to be a predator, if you know this man to be the type of person that you want to portray him to be, and you sat back all these years and you have said nothing about it, and now you want to come out and talk about it because you feel like you're not getting your way, you're not getting what you want from him, you are just as guilty as the person that's doing it. You know why? Because that makes you complacent. You was cool with it, you was with it until you wasn't with it anymore because you're not getting what you want out of the situation. You said out of your own mouth that you went through what you went through with said billionaire, and you went back knowing what you know about this person to try to get something from the situation, and apparently you succeeded with that because the show is out there now on his through his production company, and you've been eating off that since then. Now that you're not able to do it, now you feeling some type of way, you want to air him out now. No, sir, that's not how that shit works on social media. Okay, some of us may fall for that, but all of us ain't gonna fall for that, and I'm gonna call you out on the carpet on that. If you was with it and you sat back and you watched this man, you personally experienced going through these things with this man, and you didn't feel the need to come out and talk about it then, don't talk about it now. You was complacent with it. Let me give y'all a prime example. It's like, let's say for instance, you got a person in your family that you know is abusing children, right? They out there abusing them, not feeding them, not taking them to school, beating their behinds or whatever, and you sat back and you have said nothing. Y'all was cool, right? But then let's say for whatever reason that person pisses you off, and you decide to go to the authorities and tell tell the proper authorities what's going on. But you knew about this all this time. But because you fell out with that person, now you want to tell the T. You're just as guilty as the person that's doing it, because you sat back and you allow it to happen to those children all this time, and you did nothing about it. And you know what they call that? Complacent. You was cool with it until that person fell out with you. So you know what that means? You're just as guilty as that person. So you can miss me with coming on the internet trying to air out said billionaire, especially considering the fact that you're not brave enough to say the person's name, and you got all these people out here thinking that it's one thing when it's really something else. And that's what I don't respect about Christian Keys, and that's exactly why you're getting what you're getting now. And once people come to light to understand what's going on, once this is brought to light to what's going on with the situation, people are going to turn on you. And you think your career is in the dumpster now, it's going to really be in the dumpster. Nobody's going to want to trust you, nobody's going to want to work with you, and that's a shame. I told y'all, it's a money grab. And you know what? It's human nature. I get it. You feeling some type of way because you feel like you getting cut out of a situation that you helped create, and I get it. You want your money. But at the end of the day, if you're going to tell it, tell all of it. If you're going to speak on somebody, say their name or leave it alone. Okay, don't come at us in 2023 telling us about what happened to you in 2008, swear. You wasn't no teenager, you weren't a young man. I understand Christian Keys is a foster kid. He's been through a lot in his life, but even with that, ain't gonna work with me, sweetheart. We all been through some stuff, okay? And I know firsthand, I have people in my family that came through the foster system and they went through hell. But that doesn't mean that you go out here and you make up stuff or you put stuff out there against somebody because you're not getting what you want. That's not how life works. Okay, I understand you're emotional. I understand you probably got your back against the wall and you trying to get your cut. But if you're gonna tell it, tell all of it, or leave it alone. This ain't Cassie. This ain't even Terry Crews. Cassie said a name. She filed the papers. She did what she had to do. That's why she got what she got. Terry Crews put a name on it, and he was consistent in his story. He let it happen one time, and he put it out there. You knew what was going on with Tyler Perry years ago because you personally went through it yourself. Let you tell it. And you went back and you kept going back, and it happened to you over and over again. When people show you who they are, you got to believe it the first time. And like I said, this man wasn't an 18, 19-year-old young man. This man was in his 20s, going into his 30s when he started working with Tyler Perry. He's almost 50 years old. So you can miss me with all this, oh, I'm a victim and I'm trying to protect other victims so it doesn't happen to them. Bro, miss me with that. Now, that ain't your story. Now, you a decent actor. I like Christian Keys' work. I've been following him for years. But you ain't that great of an actor, and you ain't gonna fool me today. Not today, not ever. Now, I may be born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Now, I get it. I know everything about trauma bonding and all of that stuff, okay? Because he tried that a couple days ago talking about, we trauma bond, and he knew my story, and I just felt like he took advantage of me because, I grew up in the foster system and I was abused. Listen, my heart goes out to you when it comes to that, but sir, that doesn't work with me, okay? At the end of the day, you have sat back for years and you knew exactly what type of person allegedly Tyler Perry is, and you sat back and you said nothing. And it wasn't because of fear, it's because you was benefiting for whatever you was able to get out of that man to be able to further your career. But now that you're not able to get what you was used to getting, now you want to turn against him and drag him. And what we not gonna do is sit up here and throw rocks and hide our hands. Not on my platform, you're not gonna do it. Now everybody else, y'all. I'm not taking up for Tyler Perry, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit up here and just throw him away because of what one person said about him. Okay. Now I know that another content creator have since put out a story that apparently actor Lance Gross allegedly went through a situation with Tyler Perry to the point where he had to punch the man out because Tyler Perry apparently was trying to groom him and was making advances at him, and it got to the point where it got physical and situations happened. But at the end of the day, that ain't your story, Christian Keys. Okay? And Lance Gross himself have not came out and confirmed or denied the story. So until Lance Gross come out and speak on that, we're not going to even entertain that. Now, it takes true bravery to come out and say, I too have been sexually harassed or I have been violated in some way, especially coming from a black man. It takes great courage. But if you're going to say it, you go all the way. You mention names, you provide details, you provide receipts and evidence. You go all the way. If anybody is brave, it's Cassie. Okay? It's the Terry Crews of the world. Those people. Because they put a name on it and they followed through with what they said they were going to do. They didn't tell the left hand what the right they didn't tell the right hand what the left hand was going to do. They went out and they did it. Christian Keys is not one of those people, okay? He is doing this because he wants a payout. And part of me understand it. You know, I don't respect it, but I understand. And I'm not going to paint the same brush with everyone that comes out that says, oh, I've been violated, I've been harassed. Listen, working in Hollywood, working in any type of entertainment industry, whether it be adult entertainment industry or mainstream entertainment industry, music, television, or movies, or fashion, you're going to be met with certain people that are going to try you. Okay? And I'm not saying it's right, but that's what comes with the territory. Hence why I don't deal with any of that in my life now. Because I was not willing to sell my soul or sell my ass for a damn coin or to be put on. Okay? Now, my heart goes out to Christian Keys if he's going through some type of financial situation. But at the same time, if you're going to come out here and put it out there, put it all out there. Okay? If Tyler Perry ain't got nothing to do with this situation, then you need to clear that man's name, because he's been getting dragged all over the internet. Now listen, I told y'all, I know people that know people that know people that know all about Tyler Perry. Okay? And when that time comes, I'm going to share my story. I'm going to allow them to come on and they can come and share their story on my platform. Until then, we're going to keep it in the boat, locked up. We ain't going to speak on it. We talking about Christian Keys today. If you gonna tell it, tell all of it, okay? Or leave it alone. Because what you don't want to do is get out here and be playing games and trying to be emotionally manipulative and try to play with people's intelligence. And because I'm telling you, it's gonna backfire on your behind. And then the people ain't gonna believe anything that you have to say from this point on. In this particular case, you have people out here that are getting hit by stray bullets from a story that have nothing to do with them. And you're sitting back and you're not saying a word. You keep throwing rocks and throwing rocks and throwing rocks and trying to play off people's emotions, and you're not protecting these people. You're not even coming out. Because at this point, like I said, he's not protecting the victims. He's not trying to save any future people, victims from going through what he went through. He's not doing any of that. He's throwing his rocks and seeing what it's going to land and what he can get out of it. It has nothing to do with nobody else. This is all about Christian Keys. And unfortunately, you know what? I'm sorry to say, but it's going to really hurt you in the long run. And you're not 20-something years old. You're not even 30-something years old, okay? You passed your prime, okay, when it comes to the entertainment industry. And it's sad because you could have went about it a different way. You could have kept this behind the scenes. If you felt like you needed to file anything against Tyler Perry, you should have did it when you was able to do it. Now you don't put it out here. Everybody's talking about it. And yes, you're getting the most press you've ever gotten in your career. But at the same time, look what you had to do to get to that. And it's unfortunate. And to the people that's gonna come on this comment, come in the comment section talking about, oh, he can say what he want to say on his own terms. He doesn't have to give you guys a name. You know, let him do it on his own terms. No, that's not how that shit works on social media. Okay, you cannot get on social media and make vague statements about said person and put you know throw breadcrumbs out there and have people speculating, and you got innocent people who have nothing to do with the situation that he's talking about. They're getting dragged all over social media, losing deals, losing opportunities left and right. Their name is being dragged in the mud, and he don't say anything, and we're supposed to just deal with that. That's not how that works, sir. Either you gonna come to the plate, hit a home run, or sit your ass on the bench and let the other players play. Okay? I'm just saying. If you're gonna put it out there, put it all out there. Okay? You got the evidence. You got people on your side already. Your family, lawyers, people that have dealt with, said billionaire. That's all you need. And God is on your side. But you can't get out here and throw rocks because you're not getting what you want and think that people are going to have sympathy for you after the fact. Some of them may do that because they don't know no better. They don't know no better. Like I said, I didn't know this information until it was dropped on my lap. Okay? Even other people that have been talking about this, they knew who he was talking about. The only reason why they're not going all in on the situation because he has yet to say the man's name. And I don't think it's fair to just start dragging somebody when you don't have no evidence. All you know is some hearsay that was said on social media. That's not fair. You have to, give the person the benefit of the doubt, let it play out, let the court system or whatever take care of that. Yes, public opinion, we want to drag Tyler Perry and make him out to be who he is. We know what he is. We know what it is. We know what time it is. Those that's been around, those that's been following his career, those that have been around long enough, we know what it is. Just like with Diddy, TD Jakes, and all these other people that's getting dragged. We know what it is. This ain't new to us. But for y'all little youngins and those that have been in the fold, y'all, this is new to y'all. We've been new. But if you're going to put it out there, put it all out there. Or leave it alone. What they say, you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, get out of it. Okay? We grown folks, okay? We know better. Most of us, we know better. We know what it is. You experience something one time, you know what it is. If you keep going back, then after a while, it's no longer that person's fault. You knew what it was, and you kept going back. Because you had nowhere else to go. I don't give a damn. If it ain't gonna work for me, then it ain't for me. Okay, I do it for myself. If Tyler can get out there and do it for himself, I gotta do it for myself. Okay. Now we all have our own individual talents, but if he can do it, I can goddamn do it. You hear what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, this happened to me back in, yo, whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, it was what it was. You knew what it was. You came and told us what it was. And obviously you was complacent with it. You was cool with it until you wasn't anymore. Okay? And a lot of it ain't got nothing to do with I finally found the courage. No, this has everything to do with the fact that you was not getting what you wanted. And now you want to come out here and start, blowing the whistle. But guess what, sir? It ain't going to work over here. Because if you really was trying to protect the victims, you would have said the man's name, you would have put it out there, you would have provided the evidence, and that would have been the end of it. Because I'm not just thinking about us grown folks, I'm thinking about the kids that's coming behind us. The teenagers, the children that's going to graduate from high school, graduate from college, and venture off into the world, whether they want to get into the entertainment industry, whether they want to get into the music industry, be an athlete, or go to the corporate world or start their own business that's going to come in contact with these types of people. And the fact that you're not saying that, you haven't said anything and you haven't spoken out until now, after the fact, you're not doing them no service. You're doing them a disservice. And you, sir, is just as guilty as this person that you speak of. But I want to hear what you guys got to say, because I'm done with Christian Keys at this point. It's a one and done. I told y'all he was on some stunt queen shit, and I wasn't wrong. I'm telling y'all, we're going into a new year. You start using your discernment, start paying attention. Okay? Because everybody's going to come out here talking about, oh, I was abused. Oh, I was this, I was that. And listen, everybody ain't a victim. Okay? You was with it until you wasn't. And that's your business. And you got to deal with that. You got to sleep at night or lack thereof. Anyway, I'm out.